Being organised with my content has allowed me to push my brand and business further in the last 3 months than the full year of 2019. In this video, I'm going to go over how I organise my content and also give you 3 methods you can use right now to push your content to the next level. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Streamer Hub. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be talking about organisation and how to utilise your time in the best way possible. If you are looking to watch me when I'm live, I do stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays if you do want to come and stop by. And I'm also pretty active on Twitter if you would like to hang out and chat with me when I'm offline. Now, whenever you've heard organisation, you must know that the most successful people in this world are organised with what they do. Usually they'll have secretaries who have their meetings, talks, or anything planned for the day so they know exactly what they're doing. Now, there's a reason for this. Remember, we all have 24 hours in a day. Nobody has more time, nobody has less time. We all have given the same 24/7 that we have. That means utilizing every hour and every minute that we have possible to our advantage is what is going to take us over our competitors and allow us to strive further into the place that we want to be. This is why these successful people are so successful, because they know how valuable their time is. They know they can't get any more of it, so they have to utilize that in the best way that they possibly can. With your content in itself, it all depends on the type of person you are and how independent you can be when scheduling your content. The 3 methods I'm going to talk about today is the 3-minute method, the 15-minute method, and the 1-hour method. Now, the 3-minute method is for those who really want to micromanage their day. It's sometimes those people who find it hard to do day-to-day tasks because they're always in a muddle about what to do. This can be incredible for people who really do not want to waste a second of their time. Maybe this is due to having a job, kids, and trying to maintain schoolwork as well, so every single minute counts. The problem with this is that you are micromanaging your day and it might get a little bit overwhelming eventually if you're spending too much time on things you don't think need that much and too little time on others. The 15-minute method are for those who want to structure their day but maybe not micromanage their day as much. They don't need to remind themselves to brush their teeth, but they are reminding themselves to maybe hang out the washing. They still want to be on top of things and can work really effectively. You just need to know which time works for you. The final method that we're going to talk about is the 1-hour method, and this is the one I use. This is for those who are a little bit more independent with their time and can work without having to remind themselves to do things throughout that hour. This can be difficult because at times you maybe finish a task really early and you don't have a clue what to do until the next hour is set. And this is why I maybe go between the 30-minute and hour mark, just so I know that if I've wasted any time, I can add that on, or if I've spent too much time on something, then I can take a little bit away from somewhere else. All of these methods are fantastic, and you can use whatever one you want. All of them have their pros and cons, and some of them are better than others. But for your day and your time schedule, having just a consistent, targeted basis of what you're wanting to do that day can really help push yourself forward. If you see now on the screen, this is my Google Calendar for the week. Things are set for a little bit longer when I'm streaming, but most of the time it's between a half hour or an hour mark for what I'm going to be doing. This works better for me as I'm giving myself some leeway and I really don't need to be micromanaged within my day. Yes, I could be if I wanted to, but I feel that the time spent having to micromanage every single little thing I do would just be a little bit of a wasted time. Also, for this week, I've actually just started a daily checklist. So within Microsoft To Do, which you can see on the screen, I have a daily checklist for each day. This is my form of micromanagement. So within the hour, I am ticking off things as I go along, and at the end of the day, using a reward system to be able to chill out, play some games with friends if I complete all these tasks. This was actually from one of Matt Diavella's videos about all of this and about the work and consistent scheduling that you have. So if you do want to check that out and find out more about the reward system, then I'll leave it in the description for you. Now, the one thing that a lot of people don't talk about when scheduling your content or scheduling scheduling what you're going to do is buffer time. When you first start scheduling your content, you are going to overshoot how much time you need. You may spend an hour and a half on editing when you marked in you were only going to be doing an hour. And this is where buffer time comes in. Basically what it does is gives you an extra bit of rope to pull on when you have maybe overshot or undershot what you're doing. This can then free up some time or take a little bit of that buffer time away because you've given yourself that legroom within your targeted content. Now for those just starting out, please remember the first month and a half or so is probably going to go terribly wrong. You are going to completely misjudge how much time you spend on something and will be annoyed at yourself when you spend too much time or too little time when you could have utilized that time in another and probably better way. Please do not lose focus here because this is where you learn the lessons on how to really make your scheduling to the highest tier that it possibly can be. This is not something to worry about and you shouldn't be upset if you do mess this up. Yes, it's going to annoy you, I get that, and maybe your day's off a little bit, but what I've started to do is within that time, and if the buffer time is maybe too long and I have an hour and a half worth of buffer time that I don't really know what to do, I have something written at the end of my day-to-day tasks that I can then utilize and use within that hour and a half in case I do rack up a lot of buffer time. This not only allows me to be productive in a time I didn't think I would, but I've been able to smash all of my goals throughout that day and still have time left over. I recommend doing all of your sort of calendar or your week schedule in one day. So on a Sunday night, I'll sit down and I'll get everything sorted for that week. Over the next few weeks, as you start to do this, you'll realize it becomes easier to fill in the spots that you kind of know what you're going to be doing in that time. For me, with my streaming or football, when I'm going to see my gran, it's usually the same times throughout the week. So I'm able to schedule all of my stuff around that and make sure I am the most consistent and focused with targeted content as I possibly can. This is why the likes of Google Calendars and Microsoft To-Do List are so important. I mean, they're free. Why would you not give them a go? Scheduling content is probably the best thing that I could have done. It's helped me push my brand and content to a level I didn't think was possible. And that was all because I utilized my time in the best way that I could. I stopped making excuses with what I had and realizing that 24 hours in a day is enough, because that's what we all have. If you're looking to push your brand further forward, if you're looking to make more content but feel are in a sort of rut and not really knowing what to do, then this is where planning and marketing what you're wanting to do for this month, this year, this next 10 years is where it comes in handy. I used to think that scheduling content or planning my week was a waste of time because within that time of planning, I was able to do stuff within that time. However, what I realized was that when I did this, I had no clue what I was doing. I was winging it most of the time. I really didn't know what to target, why I was targeting it, or how to go about doing that. This is where we come back to the 3 methods of the 3, 15, and 1 hour method. All fantastic ways of going about it, and you just need to decide which one works for you. I understand if you have 2 jobs, kids, or university or school, your time is very, very limited. But that doesn't mean you cannot follow a passion if you are scheduling and planning what you're going to do. Take just half an hour out of your day on a Sunday night before you go to bed to plan the content you want to do and the reasons of doing it. Maybe create a daily checklist of something that you want to do and have a reward system set up for you so that if you do complete it, you feel a sense of gratification. I get it. You might be thinking right now and looking at me saying, who the hell is this person? Why is he telling me how to schedule my content when he probably doesn't have all the commitments I have? Yeah, I might not. I might not have every commitment that you have, but I understand time management and I understand how far you can push yourself. In one of my previous videos, I talked about what I achieved in July of 2019 and also what I achieved in January 2020 when I started planning my content. You can see a massive difference already, and I can guarantee that if you do this and really dive yourself into wanting to schedule your content, you will be flying in no time. You need to give it a shot. You can sit here and make excuses all you want. And that's exactly what it is. Excuses. If you want to push your content further forward, stop making the excuses. Plan your content, market what you're going to do, the reasons you're going to do it, daily tasks, anything that can potentially help you have focused and targeted content going out to the masses. That is the reason for doing this, is it not? We want to make this our full-time career and really want to push this forward. I mean, if you're watching this and you're not wanting to do that, I don't actually know why you're watching. Try it for 1 month and get back to me. Send me a message on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, anywhere. Just send me a message and see how you got on. Because 1 month into me doing it and actually sticking to my plan allowed me to push my content a lot further forward than I ever thought I could. I'll leave both of the links down in the description for Microsoft's to-do list and Google Calendar. You can use whatever you want, but that's what works for me. And you can go a lot more in depth than I do as well. I just do it to try and help manage my day a little bit better. Let me know down in the comments if you schedule your own content and ways in which you've helped push your content further forward by being more organized. I would love to hear what you've got to say. Have a fantastic day.